So we had watched your movie, Unplanned, when it came out a couple of years ago, and then just this past week we kind of watched it again just to prepare for today. And both times it's just so powerful, so eye-opening and just emotional, all those things. But how did that movie, how did that come about in your life?
Yeah, so I'd written the book the book came out in January of 2011. And, I wrote it and it came out and started, and then there were none, and I was speaking, and I thought, okay, this is going to be my life, right? That was what I was doing. I have 8 children. And so...
You have how many children?
8 children.
8 children.
And so...
I feel like a novice today. We only have 5.
So yeah, we got to be careful. Throw the underwear across the room, I get pregnant. So anyway, so you guys know about that. So
that's why there's a pillow between us.
Exactly. That barrier method. So anyway, I was like, okay, that's my life. And we were, enjoying things and things were going well. And then one day I got this really casual email from these 2 guys, Chuck Konzelman and Carrie Solomon. I did not know who they were. I did not know those names. And got this email and it just said, hey, Abby, wondering if you'd be interested in turning your book into a major motion picture. And, and they said, and by the way, we're serious. We're the guys who did God's Not Dead. And I thought, okay, no. Number one, I'm not interested because God's Not Dead was really cheesy. And, you're not going to cheese up my story. And number 2, I thought, I've already been very vulnerable. And I thought I've been vulnerable in my story. I share all across the country. I've been vulnerable in my book. It's very different to have the worst version of yourself up on a big screen, right? And I thought, nah, I'm good. I'm not interested in doing that, right? So that's what I told him. I said, no, I don't want you to make my life into a cheesy film, and no thanks. And so they emailed me back and they were like, we know it was cheesy. We won't do that to your story. And can we just come down and talk to you guys? And I was like, well, you can come, but it's still going to be a no. And so they flew down to Austin where we live, and they came to our house and they met with us, and they were really nice, and but it was still a no for me. So they left, and my husband was like, what is the deal? What is your hesitancy? They seem really great. They said all the right things. What's the deal? And I just was like, no, Doug, I don't want to do it. I just have no desire. And he said, and Doug's my husband, and he said, well, have you even prayed about it? And I was like, no. And and I was like, well, whatever. I'm sure God agrees with me. And so I started praying about it, and I knew immediately that God was saying, you need to do this. You need to stop being selfish, stop thinking about yourself. This is not about you, it's about me. And that was the message I kept getting the whole time. It's not about you, it's about me. And so I was like, okay, fine. So we signed the deal, we did everything, and it was an amazing experience. Even on the set, we have so many stories. Just miraculous stories, things that happen, people being healed. It was amazing. We had a prayer team on site every minute that the film was being made. Just story after story of miracles that took place on set. And so, we knew, okay, this was something that God ordained. It was something that he wanted us to do. And then when the film was in the raw edit, they came down to my house. The producers came down and they showed us the film. And we were sitting on the couch, we watched it, and we got done and they left, and I remember just feeling this like panic come over me. And because there it was my greatest sins out there for everybody to see. And I just thought, I don't want to do this anymore. It just became very real. And I remember looking at Doug and I said, I don't want to do it. I want to back out. And Doug looked at me. I mean, I was in like full-blown panic. And he looked at me and he just said, Abby, it's not about you. And that was the message that God had given me the entire time. You know, it could have been about Alice Jones, right? It could have been about Paula Smith. It wasn't about Abby Johnson. This was about God. This was about his story. This was about his message. It was about getting his message out to millions of people.